Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This is gonna be my Shop My Stash update. I'm gonna be reflecting on my past Shop My Stash of the past month, and I'm also gonna be telling you what I'm gonna be focusing on in the next month. So let's get right into it. So this has been quite an interesting Shop My Stash month because I started the month out with really focusing on my Shop My Stash, using these things a lot. I was really getting into it, and then I started working full time. I'm telling you about this. I talk a little bit more about this in a chatty get ready with me if you want to know a little bit more about it. But I started working full time, and that means that I don't have much time for makeup, and actually most days during the week I don't really wear makeup, so it's been a little bit tough. And I actually cheated a little bit because I used some things today to kind of make sure that I use everything, but this is gonna be a little bit difficult. I don't know how exactly this is gonna go because I do kind of want to wear makeup to work, but on the other hand, if I wear makeup to work after, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to do a look. Then I maybe have to take it off, but so far I haven't really done looks after work, so I'm kind of like struggling a little bit. Well, not struggling, but kind of thinking what I want to do with makeup and how I want to wear it, because this past year or so I've only worn it for fun. I haven't really felt like I had to wear it anywhere. I didn't really wear it anywhere because I was just stuck at home. So I kind of have to get used to this new situation. I did use everything in here a couple of times. I do have some looks to talk about. I do have some opinions, but I don't know exactly what this Shop My Stash is gonna look like. Of course, I want to keep using my makeup, but I'm not entirely sure yet how that is gonna look. Yeah, first I was just really focusing on Instagram and YouTube makeup, but now I'm actually going places again. I'm not really used to wearing makeup to go places, so I haven't really worn that much makeup to work actually, because I also don't really care about going out without any makeup on. It's not really a problem for me. I don't feel weird doing that, so I'm just gonna figure things out a little bit this coming month and this coming rotation, so bear with me. I might pick some things that I don't use in the end. I do want to keep using my makeup, but I don't know how that is gonna look exactly. Let's just get into it, because yeah, I can't predict the future, and at least you know what is going on and that things are changing a little bit. And if you want to know more, please check out that video. Let's start out with the lip products. First up, the lip product that I'm using today is the Ultra Satin lip from Colourpop in 951. This is a very pretty shade. It's kind of like a little bit of a darker nude, but not too dark, kind of beigey, kind of neutral. I really like this one actually, but it's getting a little bit old. I don't feel like it's too old yet, but it's kind of like getting there. So I'm gonna see if I can get some more use out of it, but at least I know that it's not too old yet. That's also kind of why I put this in. I just wanted to know if this was getting too old, but I can still kind of wear it. So I'm gonna keep this one in my collection for now. It is very pretty. I'm really sad that this formula is no longer available. Then next up, I put in the Crease Vegan Collagen Matte Lipstick in 010. I really had to make this work. I just really don't like how this looks on my lips. It is just a little bit too light for me. Emphasize lines. I had to put something over it, like a shiny lipstick, to kind of make this look okay. I don't think I'm gonna keep this in my collection. I'm not sure, but I guess other shades are probably gonna work better on me, because I have this problem a lot with really light lipsticks that I don't really like how it looks. So I guess I kind of have to try another shade and see how I feel about that, because this shade isn't really working for me. But I'm not gonna say that I really don't like this entire line, because I don't know, maybe another shade is better. This is the lightest shade, but at least this is gonna leave my collection. I'm not gonna keep it. It is just not worth it, and I would rather have like a sheer shiny lipstick in this type of shade. I think that would work better, and I feel like I have something in this type of shade in a sheer shiny lipstick, and I really like how that looks. I think that looks a little bit more flattering than this very matte lipstick. Then next up, I put in the Flower Pots Warm Hibiscus blush, and I'm wearing it today. I really like it. It has a nice glow. It is not too shiny. I think it's a really pretty shade, very wearable and glowy. I never got around to ranking this, but That's mostly because I forgot about this one, but I really like it. So I wanted to put this in my Shop My Stash so I could tell you after using it a few more times how I really feel about it. And it's very pretty. I really like it. When I first used this, I actually thought that this had an overspray, but that is not the case. It just looks a little bit uneven. It just looks a little bit darker underneath, like underneath the first layer, but it's still glowy. I really like this one. I would recommend it. I think it's a pretty glowy blush. Then I put in, let me see, the Kiko Milano bronzer from the Fruit Explosion collection in Wild Sienna. I've actually quite enjoyed using this one, at least this time around. Usually I'm not that big a fan of this bronzer. It's not my favorite bronzer because I feel like it's just a little bit too lightly pigmented and I don't get the effect that I want in the time that I want. It just takes a lot longer, I feel, to blend this on, to get this on the way I want. I just have this very specific type of bronzer formula that I really liked. It is a little bit more pigmented and this is a little bit more lightly pigmented, but I guess because it is winter, I'm a little bit more pale. This is actually working for me right now and I quite enjoyed it. I think this is probably a formula that is a bit better for me when I'm a bit more fair, so that the lighter pigment actually works for me. It actually gets me the effect that I want. So I've actually enjoyed it this time and I think that this is a bronzer that just works for me in the winter and not that much in the summer. So I don't know if I want to get rid of it. It's an interesting one. I never really know what to do with that one. Then I also put in the Flower Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. This one is just a little bit too warm for me, but I can kind of make it work. I can kind of combine this with other bronzers, with blushes. When I kind of mix the blush in, it doesn't look that bad anymore. I really love this formula. The formula of this is amazing. I love how smooth and natural and glowy it looks, but the color is just a little bit off for me. I don't think I'm gonna declutter it because I do really like the formula and I can make this work when mixing and matching a little bit. I guess in the summer this would also maybe look a little bit better on me. I would highly recommend this if you love a warm bronzer. It is very good, but it's just not perfect for me. And in the Netherlands there isn't another shade, there is just this one shade and that's not a lot. That doesn't give you a lot of options. Then I put in the Alpha Fruit Blusher by Honest Eye in Ripe Papaya. And this is such a beautiful bright blush. It is so pretty. It is very pigmented though. When I applied this, I took a little bit too much, but it is so pretty. It is so bright. I really love it. This is the perfect springtime blush. I'm really into this. I think it is very, very nice. Happy to have used this one again. This is something very different from my collection. It is something very interesting. I love the pigmentation of these Honest Eye blushes. The amount of pigment is just amazing. But not too much. It's still blendable, but be a little bit careful. Then I put in the Precious Rituals highlighter in Golden Meditation. I've actually used this quite a bit. I've really been getting into it. It is very nice, very smooth, very like natural looking but still glowy. It is just not the most interesting shade. It is just like a champagne. It's a champagne highlight, but it is very pretty and I did really enjoy using this one. It's just not something that I reach for over other things because it is just a champagne, but the formula is very, very pretty. Then I also put in the Flower Pyramids blusher, or what's it called? Cheek Color Rose Glow. I use this quite a bit for the inner corner highlight. I think this has some very, very pretty inner corner highlight options that I've used quite a bit. I used it today on my cheeks. The highlight that you see is kind of like a mix of the rose gold and the lighter pink shade. I think it is very, very pretty. I love the formula on this. It is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous glowy cheek product and I feel like I should use it more. It looks kind of creamy on the skin and that is something that I really, really love when it comes to highlighters. I'm a fan of this. I think this is great. This is like a drugstore find. This is the type of product that sometimes makes me reach for drugstore over more expensive products. Usually I'm leaning a little bit more towards the mid-range and higher end makeup because I just love pretty packaging and I love the luxury feel of it. But this quality really makes up for the kind of bulky packaging because it is so, so good. Okay, so let's move on to the eyeshadow palette. So first up I put in the Glamlight Red Velvet Cupcake palette. I did a very, very pretty kind of light purpley look with it. I used the shade Cake Mix, which is like one of the most amazing, beautiful shimmers that Glamlight has ever come out with. It is so pretty. I used Confection and also Cupcake Heaven. I really loved the look that I did. I was really into it. I think that this has some really pretty shades, but it's just a little bit of an interesting palette for me to do looks with because it doesn't really have like a really deep shade. And when I reviewed this, I said it wasn't really a problem, but the longer I have this in my collection, the more I actually think that if this had one deepening up shade, that I would actually use it more. It is the perfect Valentine's Day palette though, although when you're watching this, Valentine's Day is probably already passed. Yeah, it has passed, but it still is, so I'm still gonna say it. It's just what I'm thinking right now. But I'm still kind of thinking maybe I want to do another kind of purple, like bright purple look with this, but I'm already happy with the one, a very pretty like light purple look that I did. Then with the Club Nebula palette, I cheated a little bit. I didn't really have time to use it during the month, so today I was like, okay, let me just do a look. And I actually did kind of like a Valentine's inspired look. I used these two shades as matte shades, kind of like in the crease and under my eye. I used the Celestial shade all over the lid, but a little bit of Red Giant was also underneath it, so that made it a little bit more deep and bright, like a little bit more colorful. And then I also put some of You're My Only Hope in the inner corner, and I think this is a very pretty kind of Valentine's Day look. I really love the combination of the red and purple. That's something that I hadn't really tried before, I think, or I did, and it's pretty long ago. Maybe I did one look with those two shades, but they go together so well, and it's like such a pretty Valentine's Day look. I'm really into it. This is an amazing palette. I really love it, but of course, that is something we already knew. Okay, so this time I didn't do as many looks. It's just maybe the way it's gonna be from now on. But I'm still gonna do my best to use my collection because I don't have my collection for nothing. I still want to use my makeup. So let's get into picking out the products for next month. I don't know if I'm gonna pick out as many products, but we're gonna see how I feel. Alright, so I have not had time to think about this, and I'm just gonna see what I'm gonna pick, and I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. One thing that I do want to pick is the MAC Creme de la Femme lipstick. This is a frost lipstick that is kind of like cool tone pink. I want to use this one again, and then I want to pick one more lip product. I haven't really used this one in a bit, the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This would be a good one for a little bit of a softer lip look. I've also not used any Sephora lipsticks in a bit. I really love this one. This is a great one for this time of year. I don't know which of these I really want to pick. And then I'm really into the cool toned pinky lips for this rotation, but I guess that's what I'm feeling. Or do I want to go another route and go with the peachy lip? I'm gonna go with the peach. I'm gonna go with this one because I really love this color, but it has been a while since I've actually worn it, and I don't want to grab two of the same types of lip products, so I'm gonna go with this one. Moving on to the highlighters, I really want to grab a H&M highlighter. Let me see. I want to use the Crystal Mauve one. This is really a really pretty shade. Let me just show you. It is like kind of like a cool toned mauve shade, but it is light enough on the cheek to be wearable for me, but it's also not too icy, so I want to grab this one. And then I want to grab one of these Dior ones. I want to see which one do I want to use. This is the pink one. Do I want to grab the pink one or the peach? I think I'm gonna go... Oh, I think I'm gonna go with the peach. This one isn't as dark as it seems, and I want to use this one again. I think it would also be very pretty with the peach lip, so I'm gonna grab this one. I'm actually feeling very Valentine's Day inspired, but once I get to these products, Valentine's Day is gonna be in the past, but I still feel very inspired by it. So I'm just gonna pick some things that make me think of Valentine's Day. I'm gonna pick the Hourglass blush that I have. This is the one in Sublime Flush. Very pretty. I'm gonna put this one in. And I'm just gonna grab this 3-in-1 All Over Stick by Kiko from the Mood Boost collection. This is just amazing. My camera doesn't want to focus on this. Hello? This is just amazing. I really love it. I want to use it again. That is my reason. Okay, not all of my eyeshadow palettes are here right now. It is a bit empty over here because I grabbed some palettes for a video, but I'm not picking any of those palettes, so I'm just gonna accept that this is the way my drawer is looking like right now. I'm gonna pick the Colourpop Lilac You a Lot palette. I really like this palette. It is very, very pretty and great for spring, and I'm just feeling the spring vibes, so I'm gonna go with this one. And then I'm also gonna go with these two Juvia's Place palettes. I just want to do a look with these, both of these, as kind of like one palette. So this is kind of like one pick together. I just really want to use this one again and this green one. It is so hard to show you things today. I'm very sorry that nothing seems to be in focus. I'm really trying, but you get the idea. This one, and I just feel like it would go together really well with this one. So I'm just gonna combine those two. And then we're moving on to the bronzers. Let me see what I want to do. I think I'm gonna grab this one from the Kiko Precious Rituals collection. I think this is a pretty bronzer. It does have a little bit of shimmer in there. Sometimes you can kind of see it, but all in all, I think it's very pretty. So I want to use this one again. And then I'm also gonna go with this Kiko Milano bronzer. This is from the Lost and Amalfi collection, and this is the one in 02 Sun-Kissed. And this is like a highlight and bronzer duo. Let me see if I can kind of show you. And I kind of mix these together, so I want to use this again. It's a little bit of a bronzy shade for me, maybe a little bit dark for now, but I'm just gonna go with it. And then this is gonna be my basket. I'm actually very excited to use this makeup. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. And just to be clear, some of these products are also in my project pan. So not all of these is Shop My Stash, but I always put it kind of together in a basket. But this is everything. I can't wait to use these. I hope I have the time and energy, but we'll see about that in my next update, so keep an eye on that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.